and then everything sort of got sent to the coder, and it went through that process. It was made in Unity as well, but it's you use like Xbox controllers to play it. And yeah, cool. I'm pretty proud of it, and it's yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, so at the end we'll probably have a little Q&A session. We'll you guys can ask Steven about the program a little bit. You can ask me, well, both of us, anything about the industry you want, and we'll talk a little bit more about that.
About like if you want to get into game design.
Yeah, and how you'd go about that. Definitely. So today is all about the Skeleton King. So we have right now what we've been able to do is spawn in our player character. We've been able to give movement controls and attacks to the character. Yeah. Oh, you need some help? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I should mention Steven's going to be coming around to the people who haven't been here yet. Steven will come around if you need help. So just put up your hand if you're getting behind or if something's not working technically, and he can help you out, okay? So yeah, we're going to be creating the Skeleton King today. So yeah, we've got waves of enemies, but to really punctuate this this game that we have, we want to have a nice boss that can really challenge the player at the very end. Okay, so we're going to create the Skeleton King, and oh, let's hide that. We don't need that. Let's talk a little bit about what we're going to make him do. So it's going to be a phase-based boss encounter. So who's here has played any of the Legend of Zelda games? Okay, so especially with the 3D ones, they really go by this philosophy that the boss will have certain phases to them, usually 3 phases, and as those phases go on, the challenge changes, and so there's new things that the player is challenged with. So we're going to simulate that with this Skeleton King. Okay, and the boss will spawn as the last wave of your game. So if you have 3 waves set up in your game right now, he's going to be wave 4. If you only have 2 waves, that's okay. He'll be wave 3. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to script in some functionality so that when the boss reaches 66% health and 33% health, it will summon some skeleton warriors that will fight for him. And while they're there, he'll be invincible. Okay. So you have to defeat those guys before you can start attacking the boss again. Okay. Yeah. So let's get right into it. So let's load up Unreal. So if you haven't done that yet, what you want to do is launch the Epic Games Launcher. It's going to look something like this. Go to the UE4 panel.
Yep. This problem, by the way, is that all his level movement is gone, but the character stuff is still there. So I told him that when we get a chance, you'll just copy your map files.
Yeah, I'll start doing that right now.
And then we'll give that to anybody who needs to be caught up.
Yeah. Okay, so load up the launcher, and then we want to launch 4.11 point. Well, you guys will have 4.11.2, but the 4.11 version. Oh, seriously, forget it. Nope, that's not right. That is right. Okay, so I'll get that copy. Okay, so you guys want to hit the launch button on 4.11. Mine is apparently running and nowhere to be found. Yeah. So you'll get the project browser window that'll come up like this. If you have already opened the game, you'll find it in our little quick launch list here. But if you don't, go down to browse, and then you want to go find your Battle 4.11 folder. You're gonna open that up and open up the quest file. Okay. Now, if you've already got this opened up, you might look at your map and see that there's a lot of the stuff you did yesterday isn't showing up. And that will be because it automatically opens up to the the Quest for Valor 01 file, or Battle for Valor 01, because it's set to do that right now. So you have to open up our 02 map that we worked on yesterday. Okay, so you go to Content Browser. You're going to go to Maps and Battle for Valor 02. Double click that. And then we should have our game with the waves all set up. I'm going to open up my level blueprint. If you guys remember, that is going to the blueprints button here. Hit that and then open level blueprint. Doesn't have it at all. Oh, okay, great. Yeah, it's about halfway right now. Oh, thank you so much.
No problem.
Perfect.
Where do I get a mouse?
Oh, a mouse. Yeah, it's very tough to work in Unreal with the touchpad. So we'll just take a second, make sure everyone can get set up here.
You guys good?
Oh, we're good, yeah. We're just letting them load up a bit. So if you remember the last thing we worked on, it was in the last 5 or 10 minutes, we were just adding the functionality to close the arena door when the first wave of enemies spawn. So I'll just go over that again quickly just so you guys remember. It was in the spawn wave 1 code. So go down to that block. And when they hit trigger volume 2, we want to add in this node here. It's called close door, okay? And you get that one by grabbing a reference to our quest dungeon door. So remember how to do that. If we go to the map, go to the map here, we will select the quest dungeon door. We'll go back to our blueprint, and then you'll right click, create a reference to quest dungeon door, okay? Or the shortcut to that is just to hold the R key and then left click. You can create that, okay?
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a handy one. I don't know if this newer added lately. And then you can pull a pin off of that quest dungeon door and just type in closed door. What's that? Dungeon door epic. It should just be the one that's in your map. Yeah. Oh yeah. The epic door. That one is just for show. Yeah. So we want to add that closed door node and make sure it's after the do once node, because we only want that door to do the close animation one time. Yeah. So if it looks like you don't have a lot of the arena here, it's because you're in map 01.
Oh.
So you want to go to Content Browser, Maps, and then double click on Battle for Valor 02. Mm-hmm.
Do you have any other? Oh, no, it seems like he cleaned up his desk.
Yeah, the rest of them are gone. This is at 80%, almost there.
That's a Windows. You got Windows 10 on this, or is that Windows 8?
This is 10, yeah.
Yeah, the thing is cool.
It's kind of cool, yeah. I don't know how useful it is, but it looks cool. Check it out.
Oh my god.
That file transfer so fast.
But megabytes.
The megabytes.
Yeah, I don't know. I was originally against Windows 10 because they were forcing everyone up to it, but now
I don't like it.
you don't like it at all?
No, not really.
Have you used Windows 8?
Yeah, it's better than 8. It's better than 8, I'd say.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So I use 8 on my laptop, and I'm like, used to it now.
Yeah, there you go. Boom. Okay, so hopefully we've got that door closing now. We're going to get into working on the Skeleton King, okay? Because he's got a lot of functionality that needs to be added. So what we're going to do is go to Content Browser. Oh, sure. Yeah, we'll get Steven over to you. We're going to go into the Content Browser, and one of the cool things about Unreal is it has built-in tutorials that we can create and use. So we're going to use that for this. We're going to go down to Tutorials, the Tutorials folder. We're going to go to Level Design 3, Lesson 3, Lesson 4. And we want to click on the play button on Scripting Skeleton King. Okay. So this was Tutorials, Level Design 3, Lesson 4, and then Scripting Skeleton King. You guys probably noticed there's lots of other lessons in there that you can check out later if you want. So I'm going to press play on this. And we get this cool tutorial intro. And so we're going to go through this step by step. Now you'll see that you can keep hitting next and you can go ahead if you want. You know, for those guys that are getting this stuff, you can move ahead if you want to. I recommend working along with me, but it's up to you, okay? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to create the Skeleton King. We're going to spawn in the AI. We're going to set some of the blueprint variables. We're going to use the keyboard to be able to debug this. So we'll be able to spawn him in using a key press. And we're going to show how to do his spawning, his summoning animation, and just how to create him spawning waves of enemies when he's at a certain health point. Okay? So let's go for it. I can skip this one. Already covered that. All right. We're going to put the king in. So the king is spawned just like any other. The only problem is I can't move this. But we're going to use the Quest AI spawner, just like other enemies. So I'm going to select that in Content Browser. I'm going to go to my map. And I'm going to spawn in my king. I'm going to put him at the back here. So if you remember how to drop a Quest AI spawner, where you put your mouse where you want it to be, right click, we're going to place actor. Quest AI spawner should show up if you have it highlighted in your Content Browser. Okay? We'll place that in. And now in the details panel, we have character to spawn. Now we want to choose Skeleton King. When I do that, you'll see he appears. We also want to change the spawn type. We're going to change that to scripted or script. Okay? So place the Quest AI spawner, switch the character to spawn to our Skeleton King, and then spawn type, switch to script. Now he's facing the wrong way, so I'm just going to press spacebar to switch to rotation mode. And I'm going to rotate him around on the blue axis. There's our king. Okay? Now what I want to do is, just to make this a little easier, I'm going to.
Everyone's good.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to rename the name of this spawner here. So when I'm accessing it in Blueprint, it's easier to recognize which one's the boss. Okay, so I'm just going to change Quest AI Spawner 8 to Quest AI Boss. Yeah, so it's very important to remember with this to try to keep your naming conventions specific. So here I'm trying to keep everything with capital letters at the start of each word here, and no spaces. Every company you work at will have their own sort of style of naming conventions, and you'll always want to keep with that because when you get to larger games, you're going to have thousands of files that you're working with, and so having those naming conventions will really save time overall. Okay, so get in the habit of doing that even with your own projects. Come up with a naming convention at the beginning of your project and then follow that. Okay, so we've got Quest AI Boss, and that was just at the top of the details panel. Okay, so let's move along here. We want to place the guards that are going to guard our that are going to be spawned and guard our Skeleton King. So let's get a couple more Quest AI spawners in there. Now, if you don't want to place them individually, we can easily just duplicate our boss here just by holding Alt and then moving him.
It's my favorite thing about Unreal Engine.
Oh yeah, it's so useful.
It's not, I'm crying because I'm so mad.
Oh no. Okay, so I'm just gonna move this one over a little bit. So one thing to remember here is this is gonna happen in the middle of the boss fight. These guys are gonna spawn, so we don't know exactly where the character and where the boss is gonna be. So we just want to set these up somewhere on the map where the player will be able to notice that they spawn in, and they'll be able to fight them. Okay, so I'm just gonna put them sort of over here. I'm gonna switch it to a skeleton swordsman, I think. You can make them anything you want, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could try. I think it might break, but
Spawn slightly smaller skeleton thing.
yeah. Skeleton princes everywhere. All right, we'll add one to the other side here. Okay, I'll leave that up to you what you want the wave to be. Okay, and I'm going to change the name of these spawners as well so that we know what they are. So I'll go Quest AI Guard 1. Quest AI Guard 2. Okay. I wish I could move this. It's the only thing I don't like. How are we doing, guys? Everybody following along so far? Yeah, people looking good? All right, let's move along here. So we should have our boss, and we should have the monsters that he's going to spawn all set up. They should all be set to a quest character, and they should all be set to spawn type script. Okay, so make sure that's all right. I'm going to hit next here. So we're going to select our boss, and I'm going to hold Control and select his guards as well. So make sure you hit the guards and not any of your other enemies, your other waves. Okay, so I should have these three selected. And now I'm going to go back to my level blueprint. Okay, I'm going to go down to below all of my other script because we want some room here to work. I'm going to right click. Okay, and I get a bunch of different options here. I have to scroll down a little bit. And I want to find create references to 3 selected actors. Okay? You guys see that on yours? Yeah, the boss and his minions. Okay? This is going to be, yeah, below everything else. Yeah. So I'll create the 3 references, and you should see 3 pins here, or 3 nodes. Quest AI boss, Quest AI guards, 1 and 2. Okay? Oh, yeah, so you go to content browser, tutorials, level design 3, lesson 4, and then just press the play button on it. Okay, so I'm just going to move the boss up here a little bit. I'm going to move the guards down a little because we're going to work on the boss first. So we just want a little bit of space for that. So what I'm going to do now is drag a wire off of the Quest AI boss and let that go. And we're just going to start simple. We're going to spawn him in. So I type in spawn AI. That's the function that we've been using. And so he'll be connected to the target node on there. Okay? I'll give you a second to get that. So we're doing this just with the Quest AI boss. Okay. So because we're going to get a little more involved with the boss here, what we want to do is get some variables for the Quest Quest boss character and for the Quest boss's AI controller, because we're going to be communicating with those over and over. So the way we do that is called promoting to a variable. And we're going to promote both of these to variables. So we got spawn character. I'm going to drag a pin off of here and let go. The first option here, promote to variable. Okay, I'm going to choose that one. It creates a new variable here. You doing okay?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Here, let's see the nation out.
And I'm going to give it this variable a name. Skeleton King underscore character, CHR. You know what? I'll just give it the full name. Skeleton King character. Yeah, so that is what we did with there is we promoted spawn character to a promoted it to a new variable. So I'll show you that again. Drag off here and then choose this first option, promote to variable. And it'll automatically create a node which is called a set node. So it's automatically going to do this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's one guy who needed a mouse, so just grabbed one.
Always watching.
And all I did was rename that variable to Skeleton King character. Okay. If you notice, when I create a new variable, it'll show up in the left-hand panel here, and I can change the name of it there. Yeah, you can drag it off to add it. Yeah, we'll be doing that. And so we want this set node here because what we're doing is right away we're going to set our Skeleton King character to this specific Skeleton King that we've created, okay? So that we can talk to it later. And we're going to do that once more with the Skeleton King's controller. So remember, yesterday we were talking about controller versus character. So the controller, think of it as the actual control to a marionette, right? So it's got the little cross control and then the strings. That's the controller. And then the character itself is the marionette doll, okay? So that's what we're doing, is we're talking to the controller itself and to the doll itself. This controller is being operated by the AI, whereas we've also got the player controller, right? That's controlled by the player's input. So I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to spawn controller. I'm going to drag off of that. Yeah. What if you die? You have to just close and then reopen right now. Yeah, so escape. Okay, so I drag off of that pin and then promote to variable. And that'll give us another set. I'll rename that variable. Skeleton King underscore controller. Now we can see the white pin isn't connected on this one, so we have to actually do that manually. So what we're going to do is we're going to have that happen after we set the Skeleton King character. So we'll connect from set to the second set here. Yeah, go for it. That's the one. Yeah. Okay, so we've got this all set up and ready to go, but we don't have any way of firing it yet. Okay, we don't have the event, the red node. So we're going to add that one in. And just for debugging this, and debugging is just so that we can test this quickly, we're going to add in a keyboard command instead of our usual trigger volume. We could do it that way, but we'll do it different to show you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right-click back here. I'm just going to type in 1 on the keyboard, and you'll see we get a bunch of keyboard events using the 1. And I'm just going to choose the first one here. So this is when you press the 1 key, fire whatever code is connected to it. We have pressed and we have released. We're just going to use pressed. I'm going to drag that over and connect it to the spawn AI. So that's what we're left with. How we doing? Everyone got to this point? Okay, so I will compile my code. Yeah, probably, eh? So I'll just go in, play this real quick. I'm gonna go in. My first wave is gonna spawn, and then if I hit 1, there's the Skeleton King. And I can create a few more if I want. What's up, Kings? Yeah, they aren't paying attention to me. Not worth his time yet.
Much like a regular king, they sit around and not do much.
Not doing much. Okay, so we know how to use the do once, so you can add that in if you want. Yeah, we already played. We already played. Yep. Okay, there's a few things we have to do now. We've spawned him, but he's not doing anything. So what we're gonna start with is we're gonna go from the very basics. We're gonna spawn him in, and then he's gonna do his idle animation. Okay. So what we want is we're going to grab the character reference. So this is what I was saying. This is why we wanted to have this, so that we can reference it later. We're going to just select it and drag it in. This is the character specifically. And when we drop it in, it'll ask us to do a get or set. We're going to do get. Oops. So now we've got that. And we'll just get him to play an animation. So we're going to drag off of this and just type in play anim. And we're going to choose this one, play anim montage. Okay. Gonna have a montage, right? Yeah. So the montage, what it is it's a collection of animations that are strung together. So you can use this for a variety of things. Like you'll see it a lot when people use a walk or run animation. You can actually have a montage of the walking all the way to a full sprint as different animations. And then you can actually control that with a slider. So we can have the character dynamically going from a walk to a full-on sprint based on the analog controller, okay? But for this, what we're using it for is we're putting little events on it. So we're going to be able to trigger those events later to make him change animations as we go. So play anim montage. We're going to select a specific montage here. We're going to go down to the anim montage drop down. And we're going to type in spawn. We're going to choose this montage here. So this is his spawning in animation. Okay, and now we just need to connect that to our logic here. So that's our next step in our tree, in our flow. I'm connecting it to the second set node that we have, okay? Everybody at this point? So that is when I drag off of our Skeleton King character and then just type in play anim and it'll show up in the list. Okay, I'll just compile again. Go next. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to talk to the AI and set it to a specific AI state. So the AI has a couple of different states that we can switch back and forth from. We have a scripted state where we can just control it with manual scripts. And then it has a systematic state where it starts using its own AI to move around, find the player, and attack the player when it can. Okay?
Good.
How we doing? Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it look okay on the...
Just want to make sure that the clock is right. Yeah, so if you can wrap up at around 10 after.
Okay.
Yes, just because the bell will go around quarter after, so
Okay.
or even like 12 after.
Yeah.
And we'll take a break.
Okay, sounds good, sounds good. All right, we got about 20 minutes. We got lots to go here. Okay, so let's set up that AI state. So here we're going to grab the Skeleton King controller, drop it in with a get. And let's drag off of that. I'm going to type in set AI state. And then we'll connect that. Now it's set to systematic. We don't want that yet. We're going to set that to scripted first. Okay. Set it to scripted. We're good there. Compile our code. Let's try it again. It's not going to be too much different. Sure. So the only thing different here is he is now at his spawned animation state. So he's down on one knee. He's gonna propose to us, I guess.
Bow to me. Is that the king now?
I guess you are king. All right, let's keep going here. Let's make this guy a little more exciting. How do you spawn yourself? You mean your own character? Oh, well, yeah, we're gonna do that next. Okay. So first thing we need to do is get him out of his beginning animation. So we're gonna bring in another Skeleton King character node. And we don't need to use these. We could keep using the same nodes over and over, but that's gonna create that spaghetti code effect that we are looking to avoid. Okay, so I'm gonna use a new node. I'm gonna drag off of it. I'm gonna go play anim montage. Which one? The Skeleton King character. Sorry. Yeah, we're grabbing another version. Try to zoom it in a little bit here. Come on, do it. I don't know. Does that help a little bit? Okay, anim montage. We're gonna set it to the same spawn montage again. But one important difference, I'm connecting it up as well. Where it says start section name here, I'm going to select end. So what that's going to do is I'm going to set it to the end of that animation so that it starts into the next next part of his animation. Okay. And next step, we have to set his AI. So I'll grab another controller. I'm going to drag a pin off of here. And I'm going to type in set AI state. Connect that. And this time we want systemic. So I drag off of Skeleton King controller and then set AI state. Make sure it's a Skeleton King controller and not a Skeleton King character. That'll cause the problem. Oh yeah, so what you want to do is in the bottom option, start section name, you want to type in end. It is, yeah. So you want capital E N D. The montage is the same one again. It's just type in spawn, and you'll get that one. Yeah, it's kind of tough to get the whole thing. You won't be able to read it. That's the problem. So if we go back here, starting from our set, we've got playing the montage, setting him to scripted AI state, play the montage again, this time with start section name to capital E N D. And then finally, we do set AI state to systemic. Yeah, bless you. Okay. Sure, sure. So the montage is the same. It's just type in spawn. And we don't want this actually connected here, because if we connect it up, it's just going to happen instantly and we won't see any change. So what we want to do is I'm just going to break the connection here. So we just have these two on their own. And I'm going to make a new event for these. Oops. I'm just going to select these guys, move them away a little bit. And we'll make a new event right here. So this time I'm going to use the 2 key. So I'll just type in 2. Then we get keyboard events. And I'm going to choose 2 on there. And I'm going to connect that to our second montage node. Okay. So what should happen here is when we hit the 1 key, we'll spawn in our boss, and he'll just sit there. And then when we hit the 2 key, he'll enable his AI, and he'll start coming after us. Okay. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's tricky. You should try it, see what happens. First, I'll kill these guys off. All right, there's 1 and 2. Dun, dun, dun. He's not coming after you? Yeah, I bet that might be where the issue is. So on the second montage, at the bottom here, we need to have capital END, or capital E and then ND, small case. And then a super important thing is this one has to be systemic.
You have to set do once to on press 2, otherwise you can set them off.
Okay, yeah.
You'll be stuck in that.
Yeah, you can totally add that in. Right now we're just using this as like a debug test, so we're going to be changing a lot about how it's set up, but you can do that.
Actually,
Okay, let's check it out. I'll give you guys a second in case you catch up.
When I hit 2, he gets off from It's up and down. But he doesn't.
Okay. So let's go into so yeah, you need a second set AI state that comes after here. And so we're going to switch it state to this attack. Drop that and then set AI state. Oh my gosh. Okay, you may not see it. So what you want to do is pull in a skeleton controller. Yeah. Now try to set AI state. There we go. Just make sure, yeah. I like the small point. Yeah. He's teaching us right spots. So just put on the so what happens. Very good. What did I do? Okay. Okay, so here's the problem. You actually need the skeleton here. Yeah, so you just separate. So I delete those nodes and then add in the box. Mr. L, was that the bell to take a break? No? Okay. Let's go a little further here, guys, before our break. Let's spawn in our little wave. So this is going to get a little more complicated. Let's move this down. We're going to add some more code to the back of our first code here, okay? Our first bit of the stuff connected to the one key, we're going to add some more to that, okay? So let's move the stuff under the 2 key. Let's move that out of the way. And there's an important step that we need to do next. You guys know what that is? What's our most important step, no matter what? Save. Nice. Okay, we're almost there, guys. Let's just focus for 10 more minutes. Okay, we're going to add in a Skeleton King character node. What we need to do first, before we can actually start spawning the waves of his guards, is we have to find a way to determine what health level he's at, so that we know at 60% health, we're going to spawn the wave, and then at 30. Okay, so this is how we can set up the different phases for him. So I'm going to drop in another Skeleton King character node. And off of that, we're going to do that bind thing that we did previously with when we were calculating how many characters were destroyed in a wave. We're going to do the same thing again for the Skeleton King, except with a different function. We're going to go assign character damaged. And it'll give us 2 different nodes again. And on the on-character damaged event, we're just going to rename that. So you can double-click on the name for that and go King damaged. Okay, and let's connect up this bind event to our first bit of code here, okay? So after our first set AI state, we're going to connect it to the bind. And now we're going to work from the new custom event we have, King damaged. We're going to make code off of that, okay? Let's hit next. First thing, we're going to make it so that he can't take damage. So when he spawns these guards, he'll be invincible, and you have to destroy the guards before you can fight him. So let's grab a Skeleton King character again. That gets attached to the first bit of code, the code that's attached to your 1 key. That's where it's going to connect to. Yeah, after the set AI state. Okay, so I've grabbed a Skeleton King character node. I'm gonna pull a pin off of that and set can take damage. Yeah, grab another one. We're gonna be grabbing a lot of those ones. And we're just gonna check this one box, is invincible. We're gonna select that. And then just connect it to our custom event. Okay, so we've got this set up, but can you guys guess what this is gonna do so far, based on the logic? Yeah, like as soon as you attack him, it's gonna make him invincible, right? So it's not exactly what we want to happen here. We need to put in a little check. Well, first we'll spawn the wave, and then we'll put in the check. Okay. So let's just get this wave spawned. The reason we're doing it this way is just so that we can easily test that the wave spawning is working. So we're gonna make this look cooler. So we're gonna actually have him switch to a different animation when he's spawning them. He's gonna have this cool raising dead animation. So I'm gonna grab another Skeleton King character, another get. We're gonna play a new animation. And in montage again. Connect that node. And the montage is going to be raise dead. Can you guys guess what node is going to come up next? Based on what we've been doing late. Set the AI state. Yeah, you got it. Oh, the set take damage comes off of a Skeleton King character node. So grab that and then pull the pin from it. All right, so let's grab a Skeleton King controller. Drag off of that. And we want set AI state. Connect that. And we're going to switch that back to scripted. So he'll stop fighting and he'll switch to his new animation. Okay. Compile that. And let's try it out. So I'll go in here, spawn the king, press 2, and when I hit him, there's his animation. Look at those fingers. Look at that finger animation. So cool. Okay. Yeah, let's go back there. So the new stuff comes off of the event here. You guys see that okay? How's everybody doing? We caught up to this spot? Getting there? Okay, so if you're having trouble, if you're behind, just you can put up your hand and we'll come around and help you guys out. Okay. And that's probably as far as we'll go before the break here. And we'll continue on. Who's having trouble getting it? Anybody? Anybody?
Left is swing.
Right, only one person has had to like switch laptops, and that's just because like laptops that are left there.
That's slower. Yeah, that's pretty good. Less tick issues than yesterday.
I haven't seen anybody like not doing it.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
What do we get? What do you think we'll get?
I think we're on schedule. I think
Awesome.
I think we'll be able to get him done, and then we might even have time to do the little play testing and get them to switch. You guys want to do a little more?
Yeah.
A little more before the break? Let's get those guards spawning in. You won't do the animation.
Can I go get a mouse?
Sure. Yeah. No problem.
Oh, okay. Oh, I mean, that's supposed to be
Let's spawn in these guards just before we take a break here. So you want to go back and find those two guard references we had? And let's drag those guys over to our code. Okay, were you guys able to get those? And what we're going to do here is, as we've done before, we're going to make an array. So I'll drag off this guy. Yeah. Should the king attack? Not when he's in his when he's in that state. Yeah. Yeah. So check and make sure he has a set AI state set to systemic. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll take a look at it. It doesn't matter too much right now. So let's get our two guards. We're gonna bring them over to the end of the code that we're currently working on. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag a pin off of one of them, drop that, and I'm gonna type in make array. You guys remember this from yesterday? Okay. So remember what we do is we add a pin so that we can connect them both in. We should have something that looks like this. Okay, then we're going to drag off of the array. You drag this out. And we want a for each loop. So remember what this does is it goes through our array, and for each element in the array, it's going to do this code, whatever we do next. We're almost there, guys. Almost there. Let's connect up the 4 each loop to the end of our code. And off of this loop body, let's drag a pin. This is under the one code. This is at the very end of our where we're making him make his raise dead animation. Okay. Off of loop body, we'll drag a pin, and we'll do spawn AI. And then the last thing we do here is we connect array element to target. And it should look a little something like that. I'll give you guys a second to catch up to that. Okay, so that one is from a Skeleton King character. So get one of your Skeleton King character and then drag and just type in set can take damage. Yep, okay. Yeah. Okay, guys, so we've got that set up. If you want, you can run through it and see that when you hit him, he should do his animation and his guards should come out. And at that point, we're going to take a break, okay? Is it? Let me ask you.
Bell's gonna go in. Okay, folks. So Bell's gonna go in 2 minutes. So if you have a, no, you're not. All of you are staying, right? You can get up, stretch. No, just stick around, right? Get away from your computer for a bit. I know it's sad to say, but stretch out, rest your eyes. Get away from the computer. It's really good that you actually get up and stretch and look away, like maybe even looking like at the wall for a minute rather than looking at your screen. 30. Hey, listen to this for a second. Listen to this. Oh, you put yourself in the spot.
So there's this thing that a lot of people talk about called the 30-30-30 rule, which is every 30 minutes you're on a computer for 30 seconds, look at something 30 feet away, and it like helps so much with like eyesight and stuff like that. So just like, keep that in mind. That every 30 minutes, 30 feet away for 30 seconds.
He's not 30 feet away though.
No, so I don't.
So stop staring at him.
Yeah.
Everyone stare at the young man in the back with the blue. There we go.
Nice.
Thank you. No, that's really important.
Yeah, it's a good rule of thumb. I know people who they play a lot of Counter-Strike and they do hand exercises.
Yeah.
And, like,
A lot of the Dota guys do that. And,
yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
usually
cool.
do that one, but I'm like.
Oh yeah. That's good. That's good. I think I have a YouTube video of a guy that goes through a bunch of them. Yeah.
I was gonna ask him for like a drink or something. This guy.
Yeah, they're probably.
I think the water is fixed here now. I didn't see signs.
Right. Okay.
But I'm more of like a soda guy.
You want to get it? Yeah.
I mean, they have those tap vending machines over there, but that's like.
Well, I'm going fast, but I think they're mostly following it.
Yeah, no one's. Okay. Whenever I get somebody who's like a little bit behind, they're literally just like, oh, like, how do I make you right?
Right, like one step. Yeah.
And like most of them are having this tutorial open, and that's helping.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of the coolest new features, I think.
Yeah.
Is having that.
Hopefully the community picks up on it, so that you
Yeah.
can just download someone's project and learn how to use it.
Yeah. All right, I'm just gonna go to the washroom.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's go. I'm starting. Where's Tara? She lost already. The bell hasn't even I'm right here, but okay.
Oh my gosh.
Very.
Yeah. I was doing so well.
Oh, this needs strippers, so I need to strip. Easy, boss. Yeah, he does just stand there. Oh.
Miriam McClure to the office, please. Miriam McClure.
Archer is I'm yeah.
Would Arif Letta report to the guidance office, please? Arif Letta, report to the guidance office. Arif Letta to guidance.
Carol, do you have a minute?
Wait, yeah, Jackson's standard, right? One that you gave over the
How we doing?
Kids just came in the room. Turned away.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God,
The Wi-Fi control.
Mr. Bazelowicz, call in, please. Mr. Bazelowicz.
oh my God. Yeah,
It's interesting. Sony made more money with just PlayStation Network than Nintendo did all year.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
I also saw something the other day. Apparently, the Wii U has 4 titles coming out for it right now. It's like Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, the Wii U Zelda, which got pushed.
Right.
I think Mario Color Splash, and like one other like random title.
It's amazing how quick things flip for them.
Yeah.
They're looking like GameCube days again already. But I wasn't sure what their strategy was with Wii U. It wasn't very clear. And
Yeah, I think the marketing was poor in the beginning because a lot of people were like, "Oh, I buy this for my Wii." Oh, it's
it's
$300.
upgrade.
I don't want
Yeah,
that.
right.
I thought it was just the tablet.
Mm-hmm.
They would have given it a different name. I think.
Yeah.
So like,
It's a good idea.
A lot. So this NX thing, I hope it has a different name. We in general kind of needs to.
Yeah, let it go.
Silently go away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so salty about that Super Mario game, by the way. It's like a diehard fan of like Thousand Door.
Right. What are they doing?
The newest one's called like Color Splash.
Okay.
But it's like Superstar, and Superstar was you don't have any partners. You use items in battle, not moves.
Really?
It's like 8 years like that. And you don't get any XP, so you can just run away from fights. And it looks like a Wii U version of that.
I know.
So it's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
But again, it could still be good. I don't know.
Maybe, but I'm frustrated about Platinum making a deal with them because Platinum's my favorite developer probably, and now it's all on Wii U.
Yeah, like
So it's-
Bayonetta and stuff.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
making the new Turtles game.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I think
Uh-huh.
that's multi-platform.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I just bought the Transformers one. It was on sale on Steam, so I picked it up.
They
It's
did that?
very cool. Yeah.
Oh wow, it looks like the cartoon.
Yeah, it's so cool. Yeah, so
Where are they based?
they're Japan. Yeah, it's the main designer is why can't I think of his name?
I'm sure I've heard the name.
It's the guy who did Resident Evil 2 and Devil May Cry.
Okay.
God, I used to have all these guys' names, but I'm forgetting them. I've got him on Twitter.
Oh wow.
he loves making fun of his fans.
Like so to see what Vegeta's.
Right. Yeah, it's toast and fries. Good stuff. Yeah, right. Yeah, you can go.
This is the UDK4.
Yeah, this is Unreal 4. Yeah, it's very cool right now.
It has its own scripting language, or
It uses C++ actually, a variation of it. It has some checks in there to so it's not like free-form C++, but
is it compiled in, or like how does it run it?
yeah. So this stuff here is the visual scripting, and it compiles separately, but everything that's done in C++ is done through Visual Studio. So it's just like doing
So
any
when
kind
you,
of
when you have the Visual Studio community and it asks you to install UDK, this is what you get.
yeah, basically
Is it
yeah.
down the whole thing?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Was Jamie there? Oh, there he is. Thanks.
In about a week.
A new article there.
Why did I come in here now? No. I've seen you guys enough. Yeah, just not even very far. It's like 3 seconds. Keep walking.
I'm waiting.
Oh, boy.
My students usually take a shortcut through here. If they are interrupting you, just send them away.
Okay, no problem. We're gonna wait a bit anyways.
Mr. Rich, to the office, please. Mr. Richard, to the office.
How'd it go?
Oh, it's going great.
Okay.
Yeah,
So the technical
way less.
difficulties
Yeah,
are
way less technical
gone.
issues, and everybody's keeping up. It's great.
Oh, nice.
So versatile.
Yeah.
I remember stuff in high school, circuits and stuff.
Blowing up.
So you guys know, right? I've been hitting the ball, but you probably just close action. So just tell me anything you need to know. So what was a surprise today that they were doing?
Oh, working on the boss character.
Oh yeah. So was it skeleton king?
Yeah, it was. Some of them guessed already. That's how it goes.
How are the girls here? Are they behaving?
Yeah, they're doing great.
Well, you guys had a good swam. You had a good run this morning.
I'm so tired.
I know.
Sort of, like, I feel like run again.
Why don't you swim and run again?
No.
I did. I told them. She was saying he got Mr. Euro. He knows about it. I think either putting in
Send a reminder. I have to send a reminder saying, please make sure that the following students are not marked out.
Yeah, I think he's Mr. I look for
Hey, Steve, did you ever use the document camera in your class?
Hey, what?
Document camera?
No, I don't think so.
You want to come check out how we
new toys.
What was that?
When I was like looking at toys, I think I left my 14 my little room. Left it in the other room.
Okay. When does the class usually start up again?
10:30.
Okay. Can we go to 11?
Yeah, 11:45.
45. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Just finishing my pizza. I don't want to. Just pizza.
Yeah, someone who's hungry. One of the girls are hungry. You want pizza?
Oh my god. Can I have pizza?
Oh, you're ready.
It's already fitted.
Okay.
Right? You don't care?
I know. I have the 8 kids and they're all like head down.
Oh. You said it's so late.
I can pay your pizza.
Why?
I'm gonna buy you pizza.
No, that's fine.
Are y'all gonna take my
You guys are so nice.
Are y'all gonna take my class next year?
Yeah.
Are you gonna take my class next year? Game design next year? You can make more games and stuff? How about my class?
I'm not going.
My game design class. IDF and Ken. Huh?
Yo, what the fuck is it right up?
There we go, IDF.
You get
Ask me. IDF.
You get to make.
International
Yes. I don't want you though.
I'm not doing any. This is my second orange juice of the day. I'm not doing any.
Yeah. Oh, you have a goal. You have a different goal. Take it in big goals.
I agree.
That's a good try.
Oh, yeah, we're going for Indian food. Indian buffet.
Yeah. Be good. Be good.
Oh, it's like a 5-minute drive. Yeah, it's not bad for lunch and food's pretty good. Like, bad for Jamie can eat it.
Okay, guys.
We keep going here.
So this was the.
What do you want to add? Yeah. We're gonna get to that for sure. Okay, guys. So we've added the ability to spawn in those guards. Now we need to put in a check to see when they've been defeated, so that we can re-enable being able to attack the boss and to enable his animations again. Okay, so that's the next step. So we're gonna do another one of those binding of events off of this spawn AI. Okay, so I'm gonna drag a pin off of there. Actually, off of spawned character here. This guy. I'm gonna drag off of that. Gonna go assign on character died. Okay, and just before I click off of this, I'm just gonna rename it. Guard died. And just connect up the white node here. You guys get that okay? So drag off of spawn character. Then you're gonna type in assign on character died. And then all I did was rename the custom event to guard died. Okay, just for ease of understanding what's happening. Okay. The stuff we already did. And now, like our other ones, we need a counter to check how many of our guards have died. And if 2 of them have died, then we can move on. Okay. So the guard died it automatically appears when you create this assign here. So when you drag off and go assign on character died, when you choose that, you should get a new one. Okay, if it didn't, let's take a look.
Use what? Oh, that's better. Your dad was good. Probably give her a lunch.
Yeah, and now just connect that square. Okay, so drag off the response here. Yeah, don't drag off the white, you can drag off the blue. Yeah, then if you yeah, and I'll try assign. That will make you switch out of the dedication. Okay, so let's create this little counter. So what we want to do is go over to variables on the left hand side here, and we're going to click on the plus symbol to add a new variable. We're going to get this new var here. We're going to rename this to king guard. Yeah, sorry. Let's go back down so you can see it. Okay. Just over here, we're going to rename this king guard dead counter. Well, I'm just going to king guard counter. Okay, now it's showing up as red. Red is a Boolean, so we don't actually want it to be a Boolean. So if we go to the right-hand side, where its details are, the variable type here, we can change that. You see that okay? It's tough to see it. We're going to click on the drop-down. We're going to choose an integer. So it should go teal, okay? So select it on the left-hand side, and then on the right-hand side under its details panel, switch the variable type to integer, okay? That's all you got to do. Hit compile. Now we're going to set this up just like we did for the other waves. We're going to drag this to in. We're going to choose get. We're going to drag a pin off of this. And I'm going to type plus plus. So I get my increment. You'll see the tutorial does it a different way. They both work. We're going to connect the pin up here. And then from this pin, we're going to type in compare. And you want compare int. We're going to connect up the white ones on that. And then for the compare with, we got to make sure we put in the number of guards that we have. Okay, so I'm going to put 2 here. If you put in more guards than that, it has to be that number. Okay. Okay, now, next step is we're going to do this twice. So we need to make that counter set back to 0 so that we can use it again and it doesn't automatically start at 2. Oh, okay, okay, sure, sure. Okay. So what we do for that is we just grab another another one of these king guard counters. We're going to drop it in, and this time we're going to choose set. And we're going to connect it to the equals equals sign. Okay. So this is what our latest code is going to look like. So what's next? What do we need to do now? Well, that's going to happen here. Every time one dies, it's going to add one. So eventually when it hits 2, it's going to go to here, make our king counter go to 0. But what do we want to happen when those guards die? Yeah, we need to be able to attack them again. Or else our whole battle is just going to end at that point. We're going to make the king invincible. So let's do what we've been doing a lot here, grabbing the quest king character, or skeleton king character, sorry. Get a copy of that. Drag a pin off. Set can take damage. And connect that to our tree here. Okay. And we're going to make sure neither of these are checked. And that's cool, but he's still going to be sitting there in his raised dead pose the whole time, and that won't be much of a fight. What's that? Sorry? Oh, okay. I'll take a look. He should, yeah, because he's still in his scripted state. So I'm just gonna add in those 2 nodes that we've been using. Skeleton King character. Drag the pin off. Play anim. Montage. Let's connect that up. And then this is another one where we're going to start the section name. We're going to say end. And set the montage to raise dead. The montage is raise dead. So we're telling it to end that animation now. Yeah. Sorry, it's so small. Yeah. And then one last node. You guys know what that's going to be? You just want to put end under the start section name, and the montage is the raised dead one. Yeah. This one here. So what you want to do is grab a Skeleton King character node, and then pull the wire off of that, and then type in play anim montage. You should get it. It's the raised dead one. So we're just telling it to end that animation. Okay, and then of course we need that one last node where we switch his AI back to systemic. So we do that by grabbing Skeleton King controller, drag a pin from that, set AI state. Connect that up, and we just make sure that it's set to systemic, which it is for me. Make sure yours is too. Okay. Yeah, this is a good time. We'll compile. Okay. Sure. So once you've got that set up, hit compile, and let's save. And if you want, you can run through and test that. I'm just gonna let people catch up. Let me get the code back up here. Nah, I can't really show all of it.
Move it as we need it.
Yeah. Okay, so who's having trouble? Is anyone fine and can just know?
I still think that dude looks better.
Just to rent it,
Oh, that's supposed to be
what?
You're driving your second
But when this guy's out of these wrong, this guy we can do better doing it. Not
Oh, right here, right here, right here, right here.
Oh.
I could have gone.
Excuse me, I told you I'm gonna time you. I had do you like Donald Trump?
No. Yeah.
Do you like Donald Trump?
What am I supposed to say?
Yeah.
Yes.
I like the
What? What's wrong with you? Why?
Because I want to see it because it's a gong show if he wins. Right? It's just
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
be,
it's the edge. Yeah.
It's really fun, right?
I'm just gonna laugh.
I'm so gosh.
It's really fun, right?
I'm gonna watch. Like it's just fun to watch.
When you search Donald Trump,
Oh, do they? Did you see that big Donald Trump? Did you see that big John Oliver? Look like John Oliver. Donald. Trump, Donald.
Donald Trump.
Last step is just to make him.
I don't like you. What I like you.
Ice cream. Oh, I get you. Hey, you went all the way around.
Yeah, the door's closet.
Oh, no, it was open. I just told it just so.
I just didn't want to walk in front of him.
All good.
Caitlin, everybody good? Everybody caught up? We're there?
What?
Trump Donald.
Yeah, Trump Donald's over.
Oh my God, yes.
I'm sorry. Sorry for being doing like this pebble at me. You died.
Okay, so now we've got the practice version working. We want to set it up so that it happens based on the king's health, okay? He has a death animation, yeah. We're going to, yeah, he has a health, yeah. A million times. Okay, so let's add this in. So we're gonna go back up to where we have the king damaged. Now we need to add in a little note, a couple of nodes here. So let's grab all of our code from after the king damaged part. I'm gonna drag these over a bit. Just try to make some room. Okay, so make some room in front of the king damage node. And let's, we're going to take the health scaler here. I'm going to drag off a pin from that. Type in compare float. So this is just like the compare int one we were using earlier. Let's hook this up. And this health scaler here uses percentage. So it's saying, it's showing the percent of the king's health. It's giving that information to us, okay? So we're going to compare this here with 0.33 first. I'm going to need some more space here. Okay, were you guys able to get that? No? Okay. So what we're doing, we're going back to the king damage node. So go look for that. It's one of the red ones. And then we're going to pull off of this health scaler. And we're going to type in compare float. That might be, yeah, if you haven't renamed it, that might be what it says, yeah. Sure, let's do that. Work. That's okay? 0.33. So it goes by the scalar is between 0 and 1 is how it works.
I'm gonna put the small blue guy.
We're gonna add this. Yeah. Okay, so after we get that, we're going to also do a compare at 0.66. So let's drag another one off. Compare float. And we'll type in compare with 0.66. So we'll check when he's at 2/3 of his health. And if that happens, we'll spawn the monsters. And then again, we'll check when he's at 1/3 health and we'll spawn the monsters again. Okay? Now we could add any kind of code to this. We could have, you know, when he gets to 1/3 health, we could make him start teleporting around. We could have it that he starts shooting fireballs. We could have him spawn, you know, 5 versions of himself. So we could do anything at that point. This is just the very basic version. So 0.33 for the first one, and then 0.66 for the second one. Okay, so we got to connect these up. So right from this one here, less than, we're going to create a do once node. Yeah. Yeah, we haven't added that yet. We're gonna do that right now.
I started to work in Boston and to have my shot.
We need more room.
26. I'm like, well, no. Well, it gets to be hot. Shot.
Okay, from the do once, we're gonna go to the set can take damage. Okay, so we only want that phase to happen once. Or else what would happen is every time he was under 0.33 health, every time we hit him, he would spawn those guys again. And we don't want that to happen. That would be a little crazy. Okay, so we'll put the do once there. And now from the greater than, we want to do the 0.66 compare. Do you see how that logic is working? So we need to check the lower number first. This is the 0.66 one down here. Nothing yet, nothing yet. Where's this pin coming from? From the greater than on our first compare. Yeah. So it's going in here and it's saying, okay, is the king's health greater than or less than 0.33%, and or 33%, I should say. And if it's greater than, then it's going to go check to see if it's less than 66%. If we did it the other way around, it would always say less than once we got to the 0.66, and we would never see the 0.33 version. So that's why we have to do the lower one first.
So it looks like the pin from the larger one is actually connected to the...
Yeah, doesn't it? That's where things get a little confusing looking. So I'll move it like that. Okay, and now from the 0.66, when it's less than, we'll connect that also to the do once. Oh, we need a separate do once, of course. Look at me making mistakes here. We need a second do once because it only does things once. So it should look something like that. So I'll let you guys catch up to that if.
They like that little tutorial.
They're super useful. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Maybe I'll send you a little tutorial on how to make the tutorials. That could be super useful for you guys. Yeah. Yeah, and the way our course is set up, we do a bunch of them in class, and then if there's some extra stuff that we want to show them, they can do it on their own time, and they can just go through the tutorials on their own. So it's pretty cool that way.
Class on Friday, I'll get about 90 emails being like, how do I do the thing?
Right.
You do it 5 times, you forget.
That's a big issue.
Class lesson.
Yeah, I do tutorial. I usually put it at night.
Yeah, right. Yeah, definitely.
I wanted to do that.
Yeah, it's cool. It's all built in. Yeah.
Like, I think my favorite thing is like it'll open and highlight tabs for you. So if you need to find something on the browser, it goes through and highlights it.
Yeah.
So,
So,
How much more time do you think you need? Yeah, you know what? You can probably wrap up by half hour, maybe 25 minutes. So to 11:25, we'll do maybe a quick Q&A for 5-10 minutes, and then we'll do a little send off for you guys.
but just to know that's what you're stacking this time. So like gauging what he wants to.
Well, the idea was that there was one guys here first, one but I turned them on. That's why there was Thank you. Yeah.
Hey, so just thinking like I don't know, like a half hour more.
Okay.
Because I don't know where the other room has.
I don't know how much time you need. Like,
Yeah, we're almost there. Almost there.
get us a little outline.
Yeah, we'll do a little. Okay, so we've got that all set up. Is everybody at this point? Nice. Yeah, it's looking a little spaghetti. Okay, so I'm gonna exit the tutorial. Look at this mess that we have. We did all of that today. Let's clean this up a little bit, okay? We have to. We have to. Can't leave it like this. Okay. So
we should compress it all into one little box, right?
basically, no, we'll do a few boxes here. So for the first one, basically I like to break them up by the events. So let's organize these a little bit. Just gonna move these. Oops.
No, I made it work.
Okay. Okay, let's comment these parts. The first one there. We're gonna say spawn skeleton king. We're going to drag these guys over. So I'm just cleaning up my code here. You guys can do the same.
Oh. Oh.
Something like that. Oh.
Want me to break it?
The door Mario.
Yeah. Don't get it.
I had the model because it was in the game class. So
You put in a question box?
yeah, I just imported it, turned on.
You imported a Mario chicken.
Oh, that's fantastic. I hear that punch out music too. That's awesome.
It's actually good. Like to experiment with it. That's the fun of the game. Like, can I do this thing? And they refuse that you can't try and do it.
Guards defeated. And so we're gonna change this this debug stuff. We're gonna get rid of the pressing the 1 and the 2 key. We're gonna have him actually spawn as the last wave here. So I'm gonna take the 2 key code. We're gonna bring it back up to our 1 key code.
I don't think it's fair to make this happen until we have that health packs.
I know. We'll get there. And I'm going to connect this code up. I'm going to connect the 1 and the 2 key code together. I'll show you how. So I'm going to get rid of this 2 node. And we're going to connect these, but we don't want it to happen right away. We're going to use a node called a delay node, which we haven't used yet. So off of this bind event to on character damage, I'm going to drag off a pin. Type in delay. So this is at the end of your code that's tied to the 1 key press. I'm adding a delay node to the end of it. And then I can just add in a duration here, and this is by seconds. So I can add in, I'm just going to put 2 seconds. You guys can set it to whatever you want. You can.
Wait, what's it called?
It's just called delay. You just type in delay. Okay, and from the completed, we'll now connect it to our code that was on the 2 key press before. You guys can choose whatever you want. Right now I have it set to 2 seconds. You might find that's too slow. You might want to put it higher. It's up to you. Okay, and now we don't want him to spawn on the 1 key press. We want him to spawn when that last wave is defeated. So we need to add in some code for that. We need to do a check on our wave 2. So what I'm going to do is grab my code from my wave 1 check. Yeah, I removed the 2 node and connected it to the delay. So if we go up here, we're going to grab our wave 1 code. Actually, you know what? We can do this. No, we'll do it. We'll do it the same way. So I'm going to grab my defeat counter. You know what? Let's just go through it. Let's go through it step by step. So from the spawn AI, we need to do our binding again. So I'm going to pull off from spawn character, and I'll do assign on character died. And I'm going to name this wave 2 died. If I can type properly. Okay. Okay, so that was drag off of spawned character and type in assign on character died. And that'll create this event. And I just named that event wave 2 died. All right, now from the event, we need to create our whole integer checking thing again. So let's create another defeat counter.
Can we try to wrap up around 20 minutes?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and then bring them over. Yeah.
Okay.
Just leave everything here and just bring everyone. One over.
So we're going to add a new defeat counter. So add a new variable. And we'll name that defeat counter 2. Make sure that is teal colored, so it's an integer. Drag it over. From defeat counter, we do ++ for our increment. We can connect that. And then from this pin on the ++, we drag This is just like what we were doing with the guards. We type in compare. And for the compare with, we need to figure out how many AI are in this wave. So I have 4 in this wave, so that number needs to be 4.
Is it wait, did you make a new default counter?
Yeah, we did.
Oh.
So there's,
If I use the same one, can I just like add them together?
as long as you add that, you need on the first compare here, you need to add a set it back to 0 node. As long as you have that, then you're good.
I'll just.
Okay, you guys see that? So defeat counter 2, we're gonna add to it every time a character dies. And then once it's hit 4, we'll go from the equals equals here. Oh, before we can even do that, we need to create the custom event. So get that all set up, and then we're gonna go down to the spawning skeleton king code, where we have the 1 key. We're gonna delete the 1 key. And we're gonna create a custom event. Yo. Sure. This is what we should have. You okay?
So guys are just coming up lost.
Okay.
So do you want to go over like the full thing kind of quickly again? I guess.
Well, I'll set this up because the time's kind of low. We'll set this up and then I'll go help them. So if you've fallen behind, it's okay. Let's just let's go through the rest of this and then I can help you out at the end. Okay, so we've gone down to the spawn skeleton king. We've deleted the 1 node, and we're gonna right click where it was. We're gonna type in custom. Oops. And we're gonna add a custom event. And that custom event is going to be spawn skeleton king. We're gonna connect that up instead. Then all we need to do is fire this event at the end of wave 2 dying, or wave 3, depending on what you have. So from the equals equals sign here, we'll drag off and we'll just type in spawn skeleton king. Boom. So we're gonna have the 2 waves come through. When you defeat the second wave, skeleton king's gonna show up and you're gonna fight him. Okay? It's probably pretty tough right now. So there's a couple of things we could add here. One thing is maybe the player could use a little breather in between the different waves so they don't spawn in instantly. So we could do that. So let's try that out real quick. Too easy? Well, let's try it just so I can show you how it works. So we're gonna go back up to spawning wave 1. Okay, which you should easily find because your code is totally commented, right? Yeah, totally. And at the very end of that code, which will be this guy right here, bind event to on character died. Oh, actually, do we want it there? We want it here, actually. I'm sorry. So we want to go to the wave 1 check here before spawn wave 2. You know what? Maybe this is too complex for right now. We're running out of time, aren't we? No, we can do it. We can do it. You guys want to add that screen? Or are we looking good? You can add it. You know what? I'll show you guys the health pickups. That'll be the last thing we'll do here. So that would definitely help us out here if we had some health for the player, so that they can get. So let's just go to the content browser. And we're going to go to the blueprints folder and then ingredients. And in here we have a quest pickup. We're going to use that. So I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to go to my map. And I'm going to place one of these quest pickups. Okay, and you get this little health potion. Okay, and there's a couple things we can change here. If you go over to its details, we have pickup type. Right now we've only got potion or gold. And then potion strength. And these are set within the blueprint code for that potion. So if you wanted to, we could go into open the blueprint editor on this potion, and you can see all the code for the potion. Okay, but we're not going to mess with that today. You guys can totally check that out on your own time, see how it's all set up.
So will these spawn in at random times or what?
No, they won't. Right now, they're all going to spawn in at the beginning. But we can set these to whatever we want. So medium, large, epic. Epic, I think, is full health. So this is a game design decision. We could either have all of the health pickups spawn at the beginning, and the challenge for the player is determining when they're going to pick up the potion, or do they want to save it and hope that they can make it through the next wave. You could do it that way. Or this is a little extra challenge for you guys. Figure out a way to spawn in those items per each wave, or even when an enemy dies. Okay? And we've learned everything over these couple of days to be able to do that. It's just based on the events, and then we spawn in the actor, and the actor this time is going to be our quest AI pickup instead of spawning in monsters. Okay, same kind of idea, same concept. All right, we're not going to actually do that though. It's up to you guys to figure that out.
A helpful tip for that too is to remember that when you drag off things in Blueprint, they're context sensitive. So if you get a reference to, say, the potion, and then drag off of it, you'll get events that the potion can do.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier than like right-clicking in the middle and being like, how do I spawn things? Like starting with the items you want and dragging in those items and dragging off of them will help you find the actions you can take.
Mm-hmm. Okay, guys, so that wraps up the actual lesson portion of this. Thank you guys so much. That was really cool. Yeah, for you guys. So what I wanted to do is just, we should put the emails in real quick. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's give you guys some emails.
We'll put up our emails, and you guys can reach out to either of us about anything at all. You have questions about, like, even if in like, you know, like a few weeks or a month or so, you're like, oh, I have a question about VFS now. Like, you can message me about it, or you can message us about it, how it's going. Even like, you know, just like questions about like, oh, I want to start something in Unreal. Do you think this is possible? Like anything like that. And we're sort of going to open it up now to like more of a Q&A about the games industry, what we do, or what you guys are thinking about doing towards like game design. And you got it?
Yeah.
How do we set these potions to screen?
I'll check real quick.
And you have these guys set these scripted, right?
Yes.
Oh, please just set up how I want you to. There we go.
think we're up to state one.
You guys see those okay? So if you want to write down those emails, you can email both of us at any time. If you have questions about game design in general, questions about this program, or questions just about life skills, life things are getting you down,
Life skills.
send us a message, okay?
Yeah.
Because we've got all the answers. We've got it all figured out. So do you guys have any general questions?
So just real quick, who's seriously considering game design as like a career? Good, that's really good to see. So it's like, if you guys, do you guys have any questions about that? Do you kind of know like the path you're gonna take for that, or like sort of like where are you guys thinking of going and stuff like that? Just anything at all? No? Don't be shy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Just quiet for a sec, guys. We're almost wrapped up. It's just.
Oh, where I work. So the work environment for me is, again, just a refresher, I work at Corona Games. It's a free-to-play game.
Please excuse the interruption. All students with a Poetry Slam ticket should proceed to the theater as soon as possible and as quietly as possible. Please show your teacher your ticket and hang on to it so you can show your afternoon teacher your ticket as well.
Okay. The work environment, it's more, first of all, it's a team of about 50 people. So it's mostly programmers and artists. There's actually only a team of maybe like 5 designers, and that's like UI, game, everything. And it's also a free-to-play game. So when you start a new project of a game that's like coming out as opposed to one that's already out, the term's usually sunrise and sunset. So like you do pre-production, you do production, and then the game gets shipped. And you have usually like big deadlines that you need to meet. And that's where a lot of stuff gets cut from games. And you also sometimes have a publisher making you meet those requests. But with MechWarrior, it's free to play, and we do an update every month. So usually it's a bit more relaxed, where like if something's not going to get in this month, we'll move it to the next month. And we're also super fortunate that we don't have a publisher. We publish our own game. So there's not somebody coming in every now and then like looking at the game and like asking us to change it in a certain way. So it's like it's a bit more relaxed, but on the same note, it's a bit like less challenging, I would argue. And I feel like that might be the same for a mobile product. It's if you're going to go into game design, you should look at it. Do you want to make a game that's going to come out like as a product, or a game as a service? And they're 2 different work paths for sure. Anything else?
Any other questions, guys?
No?
Sure. Okay. Well, our emails are here, so if you feel like emailing us questions, definitely go ahead and do that. Okay. I think we're gonna wrap up. Just the one last thing I want to show you guys. There won't be time to do this right now, but if you just go into the editor, let me just get the lights there again. If you go to up here to File. Oh, is it zoomed in? Okay. Yeah. This is something you can do later on. If you go to Package Project and then go to Windows and do 32-bit or 64-bit, this will actually package the game up into an executable file, and you can actually take this and show people the game that you've created. Okay, it takes about, probably on the computers here, it's going to take about an hour to do that. So you'll have to find time to do this on your own, but you'll be actually able to take this and show people. And I don't know where any of the USB keys went, but there's some USB keys available for you guys to copy this onto and take it with you. Okay. Awesome, awesome. Sorry. And then you get to keep it. Yeah, and you can make changes if you want. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. We'll do that.
All I know is that I have a castle in here now. That's good. Just the comparison. You just type in the amount of communities
I can play against her first.
Yes, just
Yeah, because you only so
That's it, you just come out of normal class. Oh, you, I don't see anything, right? I don't see anything, right?
I think so. I think so.
Okay. Well, a couple minutes, we'll head over to the other room.
Okay. Okay. You got a couple minutes?
Yeah. In like a minute or two, and I gotta put my keys.
Oh, that's not good. Keys.
Is it possible? Is it possible for me to like take a USB so I can travel?
Yeah. Bernard, do you know where the USB keys ended up?
Like, you need one?
Yeah, so for some of the guys that are leaving,
Oh, we'll just get one.
yeah, because they should they're should be able to take them home, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, can I get everyone's attention, please? Students, stop what you're doing. Headphones off. I'm going to ask you guys to quietly go across the hall into my room. Mark and Aaron, just wait here with the two guys for a minute. All right, with Stephen and Justin. Come on, guys. Come on.
You can come back after to get it. Come back and get it after. Another thing too is discipline yourself, right? Because like you're gonna be at VFS a lot, like working there. But it's good to have a sense of discipline, like okay, like I'm at home, and like I should do like something's left to you to meet a deadline, right?
Shut down.
Getting their pep talk ready about VFS.